Good morning, everybody. I'm just so mindful at the moment about how much uncertainty there is going on around us, and I can so absolutely get where we're all coming from. We've been hit with a plague that really hit us unexpectedly from an individual, from a society, from a government perspective, from a global perspective. And it's really at times like these that is an absolutely ripe condition for our stress and our anxiety and our fear to be exacerbated. And as many of you may have read or learned, they are indeed not really the conditions that are effective for us to be present, to be aware, to be conscious, and of course to be courageous. And I just wanted to share a little insight that I've experienced myself and I've been able to share with others around me that I hope will support you too in this uncertain time. Because it's at times like these that our thoughts are having a field day in our head, making up all sorts of assumptions and conclusions, creating our own narratives and scripts about what we're seeing, what we're hearing, that may not necessarily be the truth. So we really are making up our own conclusions to what we think will or won't happen. And of course, becoming a victim to those thoughts is what happens as an outcome. So I want you to just think about how many of the thoughts that are occupying your mind right now, how many of those are the truth? And how many of those thoughts are really your own conclusion to what you're hearing and seeing around you? And to what impact are those thoughts influencing your decisions, influencing your actions, and how you are impacting yourself and those around you? And it is really at times like this that it is so absolutely important that our ability to be present and to be mindful and to be conscious in a particular moment is absolutely important, because the more we allow ourselves to get lost in our thoughts, the more we become hijacked by them. And more often than not, they don't actually serve us and they don't serve others. So I want to share a couple of tips of how you can really empower those thoughts and not allow them to take over as much as we do unconsciously let them. And so really the first thing is, how do we recognize when I am lost in my thoughts? So perhaps I'm kind of in dreamland, not really present. If I experience that, perhaps there's a good sign for you. If I experience myself over-rationalizing certain things, certain decisions, and becoming anxious about them. Sometimes people may experience a constant state of negativity. So really just be mindful about how that might show up for you. And then from that place, recognizing what is the thought, what is the activity that's going on in our minds that's impacting this? And are those thoughts indeed the truth, or are they my own conclusion to what I'm seeing and hearing? And what is such a powerful opportunity to really distance yourself from those thoughts is to start paying attention to something outside of that. And one of the easiest and quickest ways to do that is to just be present to your breathing and to become conscious for, even if it's just half a minute or a minute, to that breath. And also then just taking notice of your body, taking notice of your arms, your shoulders, your head, just to redirect the attention away from that excessive activity in your heads. And then I think what also really helps me is just to redirect that attention, just asking a couple of questions. So if I'm feeling like I'm not sure about something and I'm getting lost in my head about it, what clarity do I need right now? And who could I reach out for to get that clarity? If I don't get it, maybe I need to revisit it at a later stage, but not allow it to occupy my mind so much. The next question that I ask is, whose support can I reach out for? Or what is it that's going on for me that I could just share? Because sometimes even just sharing your experience of something limits the intensity that it actually has over you. What can I be grateful for? Again, redirect your attention to that activity and rather into the actions moving forward. And another powerful one is actually, how do I want to show up in this moment? What are the things that are not really serving me right now, not serving others? And what can I do differently? So they're just a couple of tips and tools that I hope will support you. I know that it's difficult. I know that it is challenging. But as Nelson Mandela so powerfully said many years ago, is courage is acting despite the fear that you are experiencing. And I wish more than ever now that you are able to practice having courage in the face of this fear and this uncertainty. I wish you well, and I'll hopefully connect with you again. Take care.